Like I said before, I didn't give anyone any forewarning of me doing a live stream. It's also 11 o'clock in the morning as well. I think it's 11. It's like 11. It's almost 11. But today's live stream is brought to you by what I would like to call my famous mini Thanksgiving quesadillas. They have turkey, stuffing, some provolone cheese, and that's it. It's turkey and stuffing. Probably should have put some cranberry sauce in there somewhere, but it probably would have messed with the taste. I'm currently dipping it into some salsa verde yogurt dressing. It's fucking delicious. So good. I forgot to get my drink. So that's what I'm gonna go do right now. So good. Bo, away from my shit. Thank you, Bo, for staying away from my stuff. So delicious. Just so delicious and appetizing. And it's great. I'm gonna continue to eat this. And look at his door. Because quit it, Bo. It's so delicious. I have to drink some water now because just stay hydrated and all that jazz. Quit licking my toe, Bo. It's weird. I stopped licking above my toe or the carpet after my toe because it got on my toe. I'm very angry about it. So angry. It's fucking delicious. So, that's what I'm gonna do.
Slick wheel work.
Cocksucker.
You son of a bitch. I thought you were knocked the hell out. Alright. So we're gonna have another one because I made 3 of them because I'm a little unky right now. Little pig. Fortunately, pigs aren't traditionally served at Thanksgiving. But sometimes they bust it out.
Crap.
And oh my god, it's so good. Stuffing and turkey.
Dang.
Call them my Thanksgiving mini quesadillas. Or mini Thanksgiving quesadillas because it's so not close to Thanksgiving. I'm trying to beat the shit out of other cars.
Hey, my whip.
Oh, they're in a cool click now. A cool click. Click's alright.
Oh shit.
Shit. Let me get in this other car. See if I can actually move it. Success. Also, see if there's a bunch of other cool cars around here in this neighborhood.
Shit, only inches.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit every car in the entire neighborhood probably. Also too, you know, there you go. So that car stopped, you know? So, you better car. There you go.
My car, you damn moron.
Oh, jeez, can't believe you slowed down when I was actually cool. Oh, did it crash in there? Alright, see if I can do it with a few different explosive devices on the front of my car. And I'm probably gonna die, but it's gonna be okay. So, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do it on the above part. Above part. Above part. Above part. Down below. Down below. Below, down below. Alright, okay, cool. We're good. And if we hit anyone, we are sure to explode. Unfortunately, I think that I'm stopped. And we're gonna run into a bunch of light poles. See how long it lasts? And if it doesn't last, if it lasts in a full entire 3 minutes, then, or 2 minutes, then we are going to ditch this car and then watch it explode.
Man, look the fuck out!
Or 2 minutes, yes. So we're starting it right now. So, right. Now, at 50, basically. Alright. Alright, ready to keep going. And it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good. We're gonna run into a bunch of people. It's gonna be great. It's called Demolition Derby. And if you're not familiar with it, and you might wanna
Baby, what are you doing? Neighbors are gonna see this.
So what's gonna be our topic today? Alright, okay, I got an idea. Yeah. Okay, within the same, I don't know, I think that we're all scientists at heart, you know? And, we like doing stuff with science, but sometimes we don't like figuring everything out, you know? You know, like reasonable and, like, reasoning, I didn't say that. I just got my shot, so, you know, like reasoning sometimes when it comes to, certain aspects of our own psyche, but also too, we like to find out the science behind most of the stuff that is in our everyday life, and it's really cool, I think. And like how it's made wouldn't be a show if people didn't actually like it. And I almost died, me, but I didn't really. We're gonna do this, and realizing that there is basically a business out of what people make for themselves, and I think that we're probably gonna ditch this car, but we're gonna try to cause a traffic jam, and then we're gonna ditch the car. That'll be fun.
No fucking way.
Or just put it in the parking lot somewhere. Okay, cause a traffic jam. There you go. There we go. Alright. So, We're gonna move this car. There we go. There we go. This is gonna be our getaway car. And oh man. There we go. Okay. Oh, we got 2 stars? I don't know.
Citizens report an attack on a vehicle on Milton Road in Vinewood Hills.
Alright, I jerked and moved in a weird way, and
Citizens reporting a 503 on Milton Road in Vinewood Hills.
they're fucking delicious. And yum 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 yum. Oh yeah. It's really good. Man, not like amazing good, but they're like I put them in a microwave. They're good.
I've got eyes on the target.
So like they're that. They're like I need to eat something in order for me to actually survive. Then I take a shot. So that's good. That's good.
Man, I'm sorry, fool.
On this pathway of blowing things up. And we're gonna jump that. Or not. Or we're not gonna jump it. You know, there's little splash and toggle off to each one. I know I didn't get it from Deadpool. I actually got it from why would you break his legs? Like, we don't believe you did that. You're terrible. I just but yeah, finding out what is kind of realistic. Oh, wait a second. Hold on a moment.
Roger.
Hold on, tough. A moment. But also too, with man, wait.
Units reporting a reckless driver on North Sheldon Avenue.
Just wanna jump it. All I wanna do is jump it.
Suspect last seen in a silver sports car.
And I'm gonna die, probably, because oh, that was tightness. Kind of hit it a little bit, but it didn't really. Alright, so I'll move your feet and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna park this car right here.
What the fuck?
See here. So 1, 2, 3, and put it on that far right there. 4. Alright, now we get to sit back by the town hall and watch the fireworks. There we go. You can see me, you did not see me. Alright. Alright, we're in a getaway car. We get a getaway car, and
We have
do I
an
have 2
MPV
stars?
on
No, because,
Picture
right?
Perfect Drive
More of these happens, give them more
Richmond.
quesadillas. That's what we're gonna do. I also did put
We've got
sriracha in for flavor,
MPV on
but
Picture
it's absolutely
Perfect
no
Drive
spicy
in
things. But
Richmond.
I don't like too much spicy things.
Dispatch, is anyone reporting
That's okay.
suspect whereabouts?
It's like a
Eye in
mix
the sky has no visual.
between spicy and sweet.
Suspect westbound
That I like,
on
kinda.
Picture Perfect
Yeah.
Drive
You know,
in Richmond.
that's that stuff. So.
Citizens report a 415 on Picture Perfect Drive
I guess what I'm trying to say is sometimes
Suspect eastbound in a
people use social
black sedan.
status to make friends in their life, you know? To be able to make a little bit more knowledge that they didn't have before. But I feel like, you know, I know that no one is kind of listening out in this region, I guess, right now. But they're gonna start listening to me because
Officers report a reckless driver on
I guess
highway in
what I'm really trying to say is
suspect doing 70 miles per hour in a black manufacturer shafter.
I guess it's like people don't want to wait for an audience, you know? And I guess that what YouTube decided to design was
Officers report a reckless driver on a Great Ocean Highway.
get information faster, I guess, but still not fast enough. But also too
Attention, this is dispatch.
the car. Want it.
Dispatch, the idiot has crashed.
Roger that.
Son of a bitch. Give me my car. Give me my car. Son of a bitch. God damn. Alright. That's like the only curse word I use when I die. It's fun. More of these Thanksgiving quesadillas. It's really good. So good. Also too, so good. Also too, the reason why I came up with conspiracy theories. And nobody asked me, but I came up with like joking conspiracy theories. Only for the simple fact is, I think it's funny when people start to analyze I wouldn't go so far too much to say sensationalist views, but it's definitely like a suspicious tone, like someone is at fault and that someone is an ominous force, like to be reckoned with, I guess. I don't know. I guess I don't go around villainizing people a lot, but I don't like to. It's not fun to me. I don't think that it's cool to do, because see, that's what happens when you freaking hit people into stuff. You're trying to make explosions happen. You gotta get.
Holy shit!
You gotta get that.
God damn! Hey, don't make me commit a 187, homie. Taking up my... What's your problem, dude?
I'm trying to get to the roller derby. I just died. No fucking no way. Oh, come on.
Damn degenerate! Shit, what the? It's on, chump. Oh, damn!
Christ alive.
Don't be no wise ass punk. Now give me that. What?
Okay.
Holy shit.
Now, we're here. Put this in here.
Now what?
It's like a little puzzle, you know? It's like a little puzzle.
Look out the way.
It's like a little puzzle. like a little puzzle. Gotta fix it. Gotta make it.
Hey, roll up.
Gotta do it on your own.
Suspect
And how am I
left
gonna do this explosion?
Palomino Avenue.
I'm gonna make sure that I am very careful
Look the fuck
and
out.
positioning.
Suspect on foot.
And I'm gonna bounce this
10-4.
back of that car. Son of a bitch. I didn't even get to see the explosion, and those were delicious. Very, very delicious Thanksgiving quesadillas. Mini Thanksgiving quesadillas because they were on small tortillas. And but in the words thinking about and the ways you think about what
I really don't
son
need
of a
this.
bitch.
Ah, something
Looks
don't
like a
feel
duck.
too good.
So cool. Son of a bitch. Alright, so, and the ways you think about certain things in your life, or the ways you try to do certain things in your life, and I know this sounds like stuff that I said Reggie is it Reggie Watts? Because I'm into comedy, and I am across the spectrum, across a very big spectrum. Because also too, I get my comedy news from them. You know, like jokes that I realize are already being used that I wanna make sure that I can
That was your fault.
that I can oh goddamn it! I probably shouldn't have ran out in the middle of the street, but you know, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow. I love you tomorrow. All right, but yeah, I know some of the stuff that I use is kind of used for like, I guess, with other people, and that's the reason why I think that I don't know, I get a little bit frustrated sometimes
Hey, don't make
when
me commit a 187, homie.
when I get I don't know, I get when preemptively judged, you know. So I don't know, sometimes whenever I'm trying to come up with something funny or something, come up with something cool or come up with something, anything, it's like you don't have to believe or be aligned with a certain person to be able to appreciate a joke or a quip or even an opinion. I guess you don't have to be along the lines of the same kind of person to be able to identify with someone that's different than you. Like same with me identifying with really hot women that show their boobs sometimes, and also women that don't show their boobs sometimes. Just to show you that they're like women that aren't like model status or whatever are body positive, and that's cool to me. That's really cool to me. And also I get turned on, so it's a double thing. It's like I'm not like gonna masturbate to a plant or anything like that, but yeah, like that's a good topic. That's a way better topic than what I was actually doing. Okay, let's see the difference between body positive and like are actually just people in general that try to make better society, like, you know, And that's the reason why this is, because their opinions matter. And I don't get sometimes when people actually try. I mean, it's like you can say it's a joke sometimes, but that's the reason also too that I try to, whenever I'm joking or something like that, I try to pull it back a little bit. Like whenever I'm like hardcore judging someone, I'm like I let it all go, and then I get like to where like I'm really judging you in a sense that like sometimes I the way you look or the way you act or the way you do something like immediately, but also too I realize that the more that I joke about stuff, or the more that I try to joke about things, the more I'm gonna be going back to that joke as something to be able to what's the word to make opinions of, you know, because I realize that the joke that I use the most is one that the joke that I use the most. I was breakdancing on it, but she moved, and that sucked, and I hate it. It hurts. It hurts bad. But but the joke that I use more often is the one that I base some of my opinions off of. It's good because it's the one that I relate to, the one that I go back to, my reflex, so to speak. I can sometimes imagine some people that use certain jokes in a certain way. I don't know, but to be able to, well, I'm not trying to say that I don't know, but I'm trying to say that I don't understand exactly the reasons why they use those jokes over and over again and not base anything off their opinions. Because if they are trying to build a character or something like that, they're trying to be like a Dennis Reynolds, because Dennis Reynolds did do it before, and realize that, and also that jokes that people see over and over again, they kind of go with sometimes, but they don't exactly stay with. Because there are like movies and like TV shows that you stay with, I guess, and there are things that you go with. I'll just go with this. Like I'll go along with what they're to say, I guess, because it's funny at the time, and but the stuff you stay with is probably the thing that defines you as, I'd say, a person or a comedic artist or anything like that. So I'm gonna go with like things like purple bird hiccups, you know, stuff like that, like something like stupid but funny, but not like offensive, you know, and also I guess what people can do within being able to try to see something they know, or see something they push the envelope to be able to see something that they know, or be able to get the reaction that they want. And I just got hit by a car, and that's the reason why. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. I wanted to be able to make it through all that traffic, but it didn't work. But and yes, I'm currently petting the dog, my landlord's dog. I'm kind of being a villain right now, but the more you joke about something, the more your opinions are aligned with something that is that, or at least more your opinions emulate what that joke was, or what that joke is, because, and essentially what a joke is your opinion about something that doesn't make sense to you. And the more you send things to nonsensicalness, the more you'll realize that you don't make sense in a scheme of things either. And the more you think that somehow or some way that that you don't make sense in the scheme of what your life means to yourself. You start to believe that in the nonsense, and the quips or the funny gestures or the funny things, and that's everything, or that's something that that you can see. But notice that those things only emulate a full person. They only emulate a full person. But if you're not actually a full person, or act like a full person, or even have full jokes, or even full thoughts in your head, realize that's a problem. Like, no matter what kind of, like, I'd say what kind of substance you're on, I guess people can come up with new ideas or dumb ideas or smart ideas or any kind of idea and be starving, literally starving themselves. Or literally engorging themselves in something that could dangerously kill them. Notice that art emulates life, but art is not life. It doesn't, it starts to mold your opinions sometimes, in the same sense that that's the reason why sometimes I take a break from art, and I take a break from, is because the more you try to see other people's opinions through what your art is, the more you start to see a pattern, and when you start to see that pattern, you don't allow anything else in to be able to express what you think is the epitome of what your art's expression of life or not life is. Whatever your jokes are, whatever your things are, whatever the stuff is for you, whatever, like, that's the reason why I enjoy being able to be silly, or being able to be I guess humbled by something, and I guess I use I guess a marker as far as my country to be humble. But that's the point, is in order to make sure that life doesn't seem like it's overwhelming or anything like that, or that you're seeing something, or that you're seeing something that you don't believe in. Like basically you're seeing the Matrix right now. Like this, the whole thing right here, this is what a matrix is, or a dot matrix, or a number matrix, or any kind of graphics matrix. You're seeing this, and you're not seeing me. So what I base my jokes off of, what I base all my opinions off of, people can say that, oh, he's just doing it for views, or I'm basically not actually doing it for views, because I don't funny about it most of the time. But or just doing it to, like, oh, he's got a girl that he wants to meet, and he thinks she's like really cool, so he wants to like make himself look really good. It's like, yeah, I kind of do. I try to. It's like I have compounding thoughts sometimes, and whenever I have those thoughts, I say and also. But I also have a disability, and I need something to calm me down, someone to calm me down, because I didn't have that. I had people that were like, I'd say not the most complete human beings, I guess, in the world, but not the most incomplete. It's like, in some ways or forms or fashions, they neglect, but would have done more, you know? And not because of movies or video games or TV or anything like that. It's because I expected more. Because I expected to be able to see or talk to someone about something. And I sometimes never even got that. I'm not saying that my opinions are based off of I'm not saying that my opinions are based off of something that and I'm still on. It's really weird. But it's like, it just says that there's I feel comfortable with, but also in the same sense, I don't feel comfortable in the fashion or the place or the thing that I am at. I guess I don't believe in it, and it gets me, you know? I'm not saying that I'm a perfect person or anything like that, and I know that I'm not a perfect person, or perfectly that I deserve something a little bit better than just minimum. But also too, I love food, but it doesn't help me cover up the fact that in some cases I saw. I don't know. In some cases, I saw myself slowly changing, and no one there to watch it, or no one there to see it. And that's the whole reason I came here. Like, in form, in anything. Like, I wanted someone to watch me grow. I wanted someone to take pictures as I did things. I wanted someone to pay attention when it was my first steps. But I don't have that. And not to say that those opinions that I have are based on the fact of those things. But oh no, I'm not gonna do a cheat because I might actually get somewhat of an achievement this session. And not to say that any of those opinions or those instances molded me as a person. I just bit my tongue. Any of those opinions molded me as a person. But not to say that any of those opinions molded me as a person, but also too, they would have helped me in being able to make me and help me mold myself. You know? Like, I'm not really pissed off about it. I'm pissed off at myself for not being able to work a camera on my own. That's it. When I was about 5 years old, I wasn't able to be connected. I wasn't able to be connected like this generation is, and I wasn't able to do things that I really, really wanted to do, and to make myself into a person to where to be even a little bit self-sufficient. That's what I'm mad about, and that's what I'm angry about, and that's things that I really, really want to change, and I'm going to change in my own time, and
That's dumb luck right there.
and that's basically what happens. I don't get affected by anyone's shit or anyone's stuff or anyone's, oh, this is a girl and she's really hot, and it's like, yeah, she's really hot, she's a distraction for a couple of minutes. She doesn't even give me the time of day. There are other women that do, and other women that try, and those are the women that I find important, or find even close to being what I would imagine to be around with, or I mean, or even want to fantasize about in real life. Because in actuality, most of the time, I don't even fantasize more than about 5 seconds about the woman that's just showing her boobs or showing her stuff. The more I see or the more I know about a person, the more I keep them in my mind. Or the more I even interact with a person, the more I keep them in my mind, and the more I am probably able to even consider them to be what I want as a mate or a friend or anything. And in some ways, I don't see, like for instance, the main reason why sometimes I get rid of people in my life or try to push people away is because of a thing they said, like maybe like 6 or 7 months back. So say for instance, there was this girl, and I started running and taking care of myself, or doing vitamins and stuff like that. Like every single time I would pass the block, she would say, "You're a jack," and it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I mean, that's a funny insult if you want to push it that way, or if you want to get it that way, or if she was just trying to push my buttons, basically. and instead of just trying to like bust my chops or something like that, or say like, ah, no, I'm just playing with you. I'm not really like gonna keep going with that. She kept going with that, and eventually, I just walked away. That's what I do. Like, in my life, to people who are literally in my life, who don't know how to act or behave according to the way that I want them to be my friend. Or if they don't want to be my friend the way that I want them to be my friend, then they can go off somewhere and do something else with their lives. Because they don't need me, obviously. I'm a pretty angry person sometimes, but also too, in the same sense, I'm a very forgiving person. Because if that person ever wanted to actually say something to me, or do something with me, or be a friend to me, I'd be completely accepting, because I don't care. I mean, I'm not like a big fucking, it's not a big fucking deal. You know? But in the same sense, that person is always going to be a certain person to me. And until they change that certain thing about themselves to be able to make me believe that they would ever be a part of my life in a real sense, like in a hey, I'm here for you. Hey, I'm supportive. Hey, I want you to be supportive for me because I'm doing stuff and you're doing stuff and I'm supportive for you. So that's really cool. So that would be amazing. But no one yet has ever done that, because everyone always sparks and talks about unity, about things like that, or we have to be united on this front. We can't be divided. And it's like, what does that mean to you? That's an even better one. What does being united mean to you? Because if it means having the same opinions, then we're all divided. If it means having peace and love or cherishing people, some people can't even think of the thought of what peace is, because they've never experienced it. They've never experienced anything. They never experienced a second of resting. They were, even in their rest, they had at least one thing close to them to actually be able to wake them up in case somebody actually tried to come stab them in the night. You know, it's like, that's the reason for democracy, and that's the reason for what I think America is. And no matter what America is, or no matter what people believe, that what they think America is, or what they think that the American flag stands for, or even if they want to stand or sit or kneel or do anything to it or for it, or set it on fire, for all I give a fuck, because it's just a piece of cloth. That's just a piece of cloth. It's the idea that what doing something with it or not doing something with it represents. It's the idea of what you have inside your own mind to be able to conceptually idealize what that means to you. That's the idea itself, and that's what I believe in. I don't believe in bullshit that people spew out of their mouths to say that, oh, everything's just so horrible, or play characters in a show that people would watch, or something like that, or even fake like you're a real person while you're playing your character. Especially so, people should realize that there are certain ways and certain opinions and certain things that you should realize whenever you make a joke, or whenever you make a thing, or whenever you do something. Because I know that there are free speech out there. there is free speech. But there are also public opinion, and what people think is good, and what people think is bad. And yes, I'm still petting the landlord's dog. I guess to say what people don't understand about freedom is that anyone can have an opinion about what you say at any time. Anyone can push whatever they want, however they want to, whenever they want to, and not get judged for it, even if it infringes upon someone else's rights sometimes. Because telling someone that they look like a fucking fat ass, or telling them someone they look like a fucking skinny bitch, or telling them that they look like they couldn't fit through a goddamn door, seeing as how sometimes I can't. But I mean, those are thin doors sometimes too. So realize that once you give words meaning, that once you give words a purpose in your own dialect, or in your own dialect, or in your own metaphysical vitality, basically, in your own complementary speech, basically, the more you think that your speech is worth more than someone else's, the more you think that your speech is worth more than anyone else's. And I'm not saying that there is any right or anything to be able to say that you could push yourself over someone else, but to say that eventually people who have like-mindedness group together. And in those same instances, if there is a state of emergency, you will see where people stand. Every day. But people change their stance sometimes, in any way. And in that sense, people change. But whenever I look at boobs or a woman, or I'm not objectifying. I'm not trying to objectify. I'm not trying to make something, or to make something up that I think will be funny to be able to say, oh, boobs or butt. And it's like, obviously it's boobs. It's amazing. It's awesome. And yes, I will say it sometimes on like posts or any of that stuff. But I'm not saying them to objectify the woman. And sometimes I don't respect women. I can say that. I don't respect women sometimes. Especially when they lie to themselves, or they cheat themselves, or they cheat themselves out of something, or they cheat themselves into something. Because people can be stupid no matter who they are. I don't just respect women. I respect everyone until they prove me wrong. So within saying that, until I'm proven wrong, I always see what people try to push. And whatever they try to push, I try to be the supplement for, or the opposite of, or any kind of thing, or or maybe even just a healthy voice in the background saying, you know, you should really do this if you think that this is this, or if you really do this if you think that this is something that this is, because no one's gonna be on your side if they see every full opinion you ever had. No one's gonna say, "Oh, well, I agree with this, but I don't agree with this, so I don't really like watching your videos or like seeing your stuff, or say for instance anything that anyone says that is like an up-like video, or like, hey, if I do this, then oh my god, we're gonna do something crazy, and then we're gonna get a bunch of likes, and it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna get paid. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, you get paid, but do you keep that? Do you keep that same amount of excitement throughout your entire life? Or do you keep that, say, the same amount of what you think you are in your entire existence? It's like, we're gonna do something crazy. Oh my God, we're like Jackass. It's like, that's basically the entire pop culture reference of literally anything. It's like, it's what you do. You do something stupid or dumb, or you fuck up, or you fail, or you do something dumb, or you do something idiotic, or I don't know, but that's basically what I'm feeding off of too. But understandably so, it's not what defines me. And I don't just play this game. So, I mean, I'm trying to like, I'm trying to make sure that I don't get grouped in with people who don't get classified as robots technically. But I don't get fan struck either by these people. I just thought what they were doing was interesting, and I thought that I could do something too, and but I also thought that I could do something serious about it, and in any sense, in any form of the word, or in any kind of form of the word, be kind to each other, because we all have differing opinions, no matter if we're in the same groups or not. Like, we all have differing things that we want to see and know. No matter what group you're in, no matter if you're in a group that is currently being demonized by the American government, know that the way that you started, or the way that things started out, wasn't good. Know that you had to change that in order to be able to be something better than what you could have been, or what you could be today. And also know that you'll never be as strong as what the land you're in, and the place that controls it, and the thing that controls it. You'll never be as strong as what people really are, and what people really do. And if you're such a big organization and you think you can take everyone out, if ISIS or any of those organizations, and yes, I will group them together because they didn't do anything for me. They haven't provided me with enough ability to believe in myself and freedom, to be able to see what I see in the U.S. government, or the potential I see in the U.S. government as well, and the potential I see in the people around, just by seeing what things have provided for them. So, and also realize that the Paris agreement was meant to limit the United States. Everyone was like, oh my God, these whole things like, oh, America is like blah blah blah. It's like, it was meant to put a cap on our revenue. We never wanted to be judged by them, or judged by anyone for that matter, or be held under the name of the Queen, or be held under the name of any government. And that's the reason we made this place. It's the reason we exist inside these borders, And if there's not a lot of people that do anymore, then those people can go live somewhere else. But that's the whole reason why this happened. It wasn't because of Democrats. It wasn't because of Republicans. It's because someone's trying to put a cap on our stuff, and we don't want them to. Because we don't want to be defined by any other country. And they can act like that's gonna mess up world peace, but they can have world peace without us. And sometimes they don't even get that. Because they don't do the research, and they don't do the dedication, and they don't have the things that we have to be able to be ourselves. And also, for instance, if the world keeps freezing like this, or if the world keeps going frozen, or anything like that, or if there is any polar shift whatsoever, it's going to be because it's too cold. It'll have everything to do with the temperature, if it has anything to do with the temperature at all. And you can say that, oh my gosh, if it's too warm or too cold, then how will we get our ice? It's like, we didn't always have ice. And we didn't always have freedom to do what we wanted and to say what we wanted. And for me to say anything about this, or to even say anything about anything at all. But, and I also know that I'm not going to be able to be heard everywhere. But, I'm going to go blow some shit up and it's going to be awesome. And I don't have to do it on real life because I'm not that angry. I'm only, what's the word? Matrix angry, I guess. So I can do whatever the hell I want. In code. Woo, code! But, turn that off. But yeah, I mean, I go on rants a lot, so if you're ever gonna be if you're ever a part of my thing or anything like that, realize that I'm not an extremist. I'm literally just like a dude that says his opinions, and also says, I mean, and also too, I mean, I respect women even when sometimes they don't respect themselves. I mean, I see whenever they're I see women that hurt sometimes. I see women that are frustrated and messed up about things the way they are, and it has nothing to do with the way the country is. It has a lot to do with the way the people who think that they control the country. And people who think they control the country, like the president or anyone who thinks they control anything or anything like that, remember that they could be vetoed immediately. Like, they can be, like, reprimanded for all the stupid shit that they say and the dumb stuff that they actually mean, or idiotic things that actually they got voted into office for, including every single president that has ever even been or ever around. Like, okay, it's your number one priority to call Kanye West a jackass, isn't it, Obama? It's your number one priority to make sure that a girl with a dress, and it's like, oh my god, it's like, it's not that pressurable because, oh, employment. And it's like, but also too, what about customs? What about things like that? What about the stuff that comes into our borders? And what about the people that believe that it makes them feel better, when in actuality sometimes it actually makes them think worse. It makes them go towards violent tendencies more often, and also in the same sense can be detrimental to their health. Like, oh, it's like everyone says they're like a good experience when they go on a certain drug, but what about what about the messed up effect that happens to be just around sometimes their brainstem when they can't feel shit when they're 80. And also, I mean, people are like, oh, you don't have to live that long. And it's like, no, that's the whole point. Is to be able to make 80 the new 50. Or even 80 the new 30. I'm on a whole nother level of shit. And if anybody wants to be on my level, then they're welcome. But it takes a shit ton of dedication and want to be able to see the change, to be able to want to see the change that people just don't see in themselves sometimes. It's like, you take shit seriously because shit is serious. I think I have an ingrown hair. But also too, at the same time, I can joke. I can make opinions and not like completely give a shit about stuff. But we're in an era where change could happen so abruptly and everyone could be affected. Where technological advancement could make literally being 120 just another number. And no, I'm not talking about putting fucking computers in our brains or whatever the hell. I'm talking about making it to where you don't have to see your family go so soon. To where you don't have to see the people you love go every single day of your life and just have to work tireless fucking hours for bullshit they don't fucking like. To base an economy around something that's innovative is to base an economy around something that's completely and utterly amazing. And it has sometimes absolutely nothing to do with stem cells. It has to do with proteins and different things to be able to make and create life. And sometimes the stem cells aren't even what people actually like put inside their bodies, I guess, or anything like that. They can clone stem cells.
Red motorbike.
Like, say for instance that, and oh my god damn it. But realize that if we're more united, if we're better at staying united, then we could see so much happen for so many people that are still alive today. And so much research could be done to be able to help people that are in some ways dying off because they feel as though they need to die off, or life needs an end. And it's like, no, it fucking doesn't. It doesn't end. It never ended. We just transfer our energy to something else. But I say we could stay. And that's what the shit that I am looking at sometimes. And that's the stuff that I'm realizing most of the time. Is that there's enough room for all of us. But if we don't start acting calm and not acting like, oh my god, oh, they have some sort of thing that makes them live better. It's like, why the fuck didn't you come up with it? Why the fuck did you not come up with it? Oh, they had a secret all along and they were just running away from people and that's why America was born. It's like, no, that's stupid. It's because people wanted to be able to be immortal. People wanted to be able to be better off and more thinking about the future instead of thinking about what was today's dessert, or what was today's bomb, or what was today's idiotic problem that somebody thinks is important because they think that frustration and oh my god, you can't even think because you have to take acid in order to be able to think, and it opens your mind. It's like, no, your mind is already open. Your mind is already there. And some people just take it to take it.
We just fucking broke up last night.
But understanding
And stop all the bleeds about how spiritual you feel.
that people won't get the answer unless they start looking within themselves as well. But understanding that within themselves is not the thoughts that randomly come up sometimes. Like, what's this girl doing? Or what's that guy doing? Or what's this person doing? It's just like, no. Until you calm the storm of the mind, there will always be a storm coming for you. And I don't think sometimes that medicine actually does that for me. But I do think that making sure that I do something every single day that makes me feel better about myself does. And maybe saying women have nice boobs or nice butts maybe does that for me in some way, shape, or form. But also too, but I'd say that taking advantage of someone's confidence and trying to see how much they're gonna mess up, when in actuality sometimes I don't even think that I'm even close to being with all the answers. That doesn't make me feel good. But also too, sometimes it has to be done because there are so many people investigating the shit out of what we are, out of what the state is, out of what anything is, because the high crime rate has literally stopped anyone from ever getting an intelligence job.
Tell me again. Is it really purple and wet? Shut the fuck up.
It literally has, and they think that they've somehow managed to build something out of nothing, but they didn't turn a gang into a colony. They turned a gang into what is, or what would be, if things went south, to an execution. A slow but sure execution. And if you think that other countries haven't done it before, if you think that anyone wouldn't do it to you, just because we stand for freedom, think again, because I'm not saying they're terrible. I'm just saying that if we don't turn around, just in my own region, if we don't try to make sure that we can see the good things in life instead of seeing all the terrible shit that everyone spews out their mouths, or all the terrible stuff that everyone tries to see every single day, if we don't pull ourselves back to be able to realize that there's still a life out there, or there's still life itself out there, and that fact that people and sometimes people in religion, or people in religious groups, or extremist religious groups, or even not extremist religious groups, try to fuck with everyone. Because that's what they used to do whenever they were considered an extremist group. Back in the day, back in the 9s, or the 8s, or any sort of bullshit, because everyone had a differing opinion. And everyone thought that they'd be united with a certain opinion, but it just caused more casualties. That's all it does. That's all it ever does. So realize that you have differing opinions and move on from that. Realize that everyone in themselves has an individual want and need, and want it for a certain thing because of the way that they feel comfortable and the things they feel comfortable with. But also too, in the same sense, if those things are breaking the law, then we never had a chance. And I thank you for watching, and I really, really do feel sad for the entire state and the entire South, but they had to have seen this coming. Even in Mississippi, they had to have seen this coming. They had to. The whole reason why weed was made illegal is because everyone was selling it for free, and no one was being taxed by the central government so that they could make money, so they could build stuff, or they could make stuff. If they made it legal, so much would be brought back to government, but so much would be put back into the city that people wouldn't even have enough time to be able to spend all the money that was around to be able to do things with. the only reason that weed became illegal. It had nothing to do with religion, and that's the reason why. They had to know it. It was not a competing thing with cotton. It was just easily growable, and it grew everywhere. So there was no way to regulate it back in the day, so they made it illegal. And also, too, that doesn't mean I'm going to smoke it, because I want a good job. And I want to make my own job. And I want to make myself less frustrated in certain things. So, and I know that just marijuana smoking is not going to make that happen. That's why I quit a year ago. Roughly a year ago. Maybe more. So please, if you ever think that for if you ever think that for at least 10 seconds you could be inspired by somebody that had differing opinions than you, but not actually believe anything they say except for the thing that they said that spoke to you, then you have freedom. And no one else could take that freedom away. Because we all have differing opinions. But we all seem to make it together to be able to do something together. And granted, I'm probably not going to have a lot of friends, but it's something I believe in, and boobies, butts, and the things and people that those are attached to. Because there are robots, you know? There are robots, anime robots. Thank you for listening. And this has been Game Therapy, and much of a really, really slow moving. I gotta do something for the finale, though. I'm gonna do something for the finale.
It's just a car, babe.
Let's do this. I'm gonna go.
Fuck me!
Hey Leslie, your card's upstairs. I owe you I owe you $24 because I had to take care of a thing. Oh wait, no. Plus $29. I owe you $29. Yep. I'm gonna call my mom and ask her if I can get $100. So. No, I didn't. Yep. Yep, as well do. I know. I'm about to.
Citizens report a pedestrian struck by a vehicle on South Low Milton Drive in Rockford Hills.
Alright. So, whenever you believe in yourself, everything is available.
I can fix it really fast.
Yeah, I know you can turn off the TV, but you can also act like a bitch on live television.
Would you please go?
Alright. Thank
Use
you!
my card to